Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book reading Reality at Dawn, written by Babuji Maharaj, chapter Constant Remembrance. The process, if earnestly followed, will constantly keep the Master's form in your vision, and you will feel his presence within and all about. Though, in fact, the real Master is not merely his outward physical form, but his inner self. Still, it is almost impossible to ignore the form altogether. But those who stick to the idea of the physical form alone as the master create for themselves the grossest entanglements and complications. Kabir Das has rightly termed such persons as Guru Pashu. But if the master is a great divine soul who has secured his merger in absolute reality, meditation on his form is by far of greatest advantage to the disciples. His body, though gross in outward appearance, is really as fine and subtle in character as his inner self. If you meditate on the form of such a master, you not only begin to lose your own grossness, but also begin to imbibe within you the finest condition of his inner self. The form taken up in view will, after some time, disappear from the sight, and you will gradually embark on the plane of pure reality. I have discussed in my book, Commentary on 10 Commandments of Sajmark, how the form disappears from view when you look at a thing constantly for some time. Thus, automatically, from the outward form, we travel inward and then to the real point where everything disappears. Here, Babuji Maharaj is further explaining us about the advantages of practicing constant remembrance. The process, if we earnestly follow it constantly, it will keep us in the remembrance of Master and also his form in our vision. And further, we will feel his presence within us and also everywhere around us. Though, in fact, the real master is not merely his outward physical form, but his inner self. Still, it is almost impossible to ignore the form of Master altogether. Why? Because he has descended to this earth in his physical form only. Many people will commit the mistake here only. They will think that the outward physical form of the Master alone is the form or real form of the Master, and they start remembering his form again and again and start meditating upon his form also. With this, what happens? This process will create such people the grossest entanglements and complications. So, dear brethren, we should be very careful in selecting the master. If we select the master who is not capable or worthy, then we will fall into the ditch. If the master is capable and has reached that state of condition that is absolute reality, then if we do meditation on his form and remember him constantly, then ultimately we are connected with his inner self, that is absolute real state of condition. Otherwise, we will be engrossed with the grossness or sanskaras of the master whom we have selected wrongly. Further, what Babuji Maharaj is saying that Those who stick to the idea of the physical form alone as the master create for themselves the grossest entanglements and complications. For this, Kabir Das has rightly termed such persons as Guru Pashu, blindly believing their Guru like animals. They are Guru Pashus. But if the Master is a great divine soul who has secured his merger in absolute reality, meditation on his form is by far of greatest advantage to the disciples. So, fortunately, we are blessed with Supreme Master Babuji Maharaj, who is the special personality descended on this earth to serve the entire humanity. And further, Babuji Maharaj is saying that such Guru's body, though gross in outward appearance, is really as fine and subtle in character as his inner self. If we meditate on the form of such a master, we not only begin to lose our own grossness, but also begin to imbibe within us the finest condition of his inner self. See, this is the double advantage what we are getting from such highly elevated personalities, if we consider them as our master or accept them as our master. Here I would like to share my experience regarding such personalities. My brother's marriage was there at hospital, and I invited Raghavendra Rao sir, Reddy sir, Vittal Rao sir, and all other preceptors, and also some of our abhyasis. Raghavendra Rao sir came all the way from Raichur to hospital and stayed at Mallika Akka's house. And Vittal Rao sir, Reddy sir, everyone came to attend the marriage. That marriage hall was built in such a way that there were a number of steps to climb up and access the stage. So when I saw Raghavendra sir sitting in a chair just in front of the stage, I was overwhelmed, and I went down and I tried to bring him up through the stairs. While coming up, I gave the support of my hand, and his complete shoulder and hand and palm, everything was in my hands, and I used to take him up. At that very moment, I felt something different condition. That was my first experience, because I never touched him till then. When I took his hand in my hand and I took him up through stairs, then that divine state of condition I experienced, it was something different. And the feeling of that grosser body was not there. It was so subtle and even softer and tender in touch. Like in Hindi or Urdu, they will say that makmal si ehsas. That in Kannada, we will say that suppati, a cotton which is fine in texture, and if we touch it, it is so soft, and even we can compare it with the silk also, pure silk. if we touch it, we feel that it may slide from our fingers. It may slide out from our fingers. Like that we will feel. So such kind of experience, and it was so divine also. And after that he attended the marriage and everything went well, and the event was completed. After some years, when I was asleep, I saw a dream. In that dream, Babuji Maharaj was there. He was sitting. It was a big hall, and Abhyasis were moving here and there. And I was sitting in front of Babuji Maharaj. And he gave me one dictation, and he was doing some spiritual work, and he gave me one dictation to write. And I tried to write it, but I could not, because that language was completely a different language which cannot be captured in the purview of our general language or human language, I can say. So I told Babuji Maharaj that, Babuji Maharaj, your words are worth writing in gold. So I am unable to write what you are telling. Then he felt very happy. And all the way he came to me and he embraced me into his arms like a small baby. And I felt something different. And again, that divine experience I had. And his physical body was so subtle. And again, that same Makmalsi ehsas. And the feeling of that soft cotton. And again, that feeling of that pure silk, which may slip down from my fingers like that. So then I realized the condition what Babuji Maharaj has given here. His body, though gross in outward appearance, is really as fine and subtle in character as his inner self. See, each and every word written in Babuji Maharaj's books are eternal truths. One has to experience it and realize it. Further, what Babuji Maharaj is saying, if we meditate on the form of such a master, we not only begin to lose our own grossness, but as well as begin to imbibe within us the finest condition of his inner self. The form thus taken up in our view will disappear after some time from our sight, and we will gradually embark on the plane of pure reality. So, dear brethren, if at all we want to taste that nectar of pure reality, definitely we should practice constant remembrance along with the other steps of search mark system, that is meditation, cleaning and prayer. So Babuji Maharaj has discussed in his book Commentary on 10 Commandments of Search Mark how the form disappears from view when we look at a thing constantly for some time. Thus automatically from the outward form we travel inwards and then to the real point where everything disappears. So that is our final approach or the goal of human life. With this, I conclude today's satsang. Let us know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang. Till then, I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.